The garbage trucks which headed to Mandur returned to the city and many were seen parked near the market. KR Market, which some might call nothing less of a heritage landmark of Bengaluru, has fallen victim to the mounting garbage crisis in the city. Another ugly sight which awaits commuters is in Nagar Bhavi's second stage. Hundreds of pedestrians who commute on this road have to bear the stench of the non-segregated waste. On Monday, we reported how the Palike contractors are using an empty BDA plot in Sanjay Nagar to dump garbage. We came across a similar site today on Magadi Road as well. An 80 by 60 plot here is being used as a dump yard for most of the garbage generated in the area.
With the people of Mandur protesting of dumping the garbage in their area, one wonders how Bengaluru's garbage is being dumped every day. We're standing on Magadi main road, and this is one particular site here, which is a vast piece of land. And as you can see, the entire land is covered with garbage, and it looks like a dumping ground in the middle of Bengaluru. The entire site here filled with garbage, probably all the garbage of the surrounding areas like Vijayanagar, Magadi Road, Rajaji Nagar is probably dumped here. You can also see a dumping van, a dumping truck in fact, which has been parked here. There's a big apartment facing this particular dumping site here. And one wonders how these apartment residents are suffering because of the garbage being dumped in this particular area. Different kinds of waste can be seen here, from wet waste to dry waste. And literally, one cannot stand or even pass by this road with the unbearable stench. Now, when will the strike of the Mandur residents end? When will the BBMP come up with probable solutions of waste management? Only time can tell. Until then, Bengaluru, the city, is also suffering because the garbage of the city is being dumped in the city itself, causing all problems to residents, commuters and the people of Bengaluru.
When we talked to the people in the neighbouring shops and even residents, none were willing to talk about the garbage problem on camera. Some were reportedly scared to do so because of the local corporator. Meanwhile, the situation in Sanjay Nagar hasn't gotten any better. Numerous garbage trucks continue to arrive, empty huge piles of waste in the empty plot and leave.
We have been complaining to the police also, and BBMP officer, they said, police said you go to BBMP. BBMP officer only dumping all this material, and in fact I enquired one of the BBMP low-level worker. They said, I have been instructed to put that dump this one here only. We used to walk around here. This is a beautiful locality. People should understand this, and they should have some clear-cut policy how to manage the dump, how to manage the garbage.
The situation is no better in Alsur either. Huge piles of garbage are found in the area surrounding the lake. Piles of non-segregated waste are seen adorning the streets in Coxtown and Banaswadi as well. The students of a heritage government school in Seshadripuram too have become unfortunate victims of unattended garbage. They have no option but to walk past the stinking pile of non-segregated waste to a government school, the foundation of which was laid by Mahatma Gandhi in 1934. It was a gift from the British to the children of Bengaluru. Well, the current school authorities are definitely not happy with the piles of garbage welcoming their students.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಕಸ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ಓದೋ ಕಡೆ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಇದೆ, ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲರವಾಗಿ ಈ ಕಸನ ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ತೆಗಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಡ. ಪಾಯಿಂಟು ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇರೋರು ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಕಸದ ಗಾಡಿಗಳನ್ನ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಗಾಡಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗಾಡಿ ಬಂದರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಗಾಡಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಿಸುವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮೈದಾನದ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
Some might state that the problem starts from these very homes. A few months ago, the media had extensively reported on how the BBMP would be taking strict action against the houses which dispose non-segregated waste. While some of the homes are doing it, there are many which still throw out dry and organic waste in the same trash can. The Palike has taken no action against these residents. Moreover, none of the waste segregation units in the city are functioning properly. The BBMP clearly had no option but to bring the city's garbage back because their erring waste have so far driven them out of the landfills in Mandur. With Harish Upadhyay and Bansi Kalapa, Vivek Vinayak for News9.
Well, they too became friends on Facebook. Slowly, they grew into thick friends off it as well. And their friendship gradually turned into love. And finally, the love culminated in rape. Here's a report.
It was the wee hours. Two men arrived in a car. A little later, a girl came and got into the car. One of the men in the car was her boyfriend. The other was his friend. The three set out on a jolly ride. They travelled towards Chennavirapalia near Nice Road. The men stopped the car and three of them lost themselves in revelry. The men made the girl drink to the hilt. The girl got completely inebriated. And as the girl lay in the car in an inebriated condition, the men raped her in the car itself. The poor girl was not in her senses. Later, they drove back to her house in Rajarajeshwari Nagar and dropped her. It was only at 6 in the morning that the girl came back to normal. She felt something had gone wrong, terribly wrong. Finally, she realized that she had been raped by the two men in the car. Immediately, she called up the police helpline and poured out her woes. A complaint was lodged by Byatrayanapura police, and now a massive search has been launched to nab the duo.
ವಿಕ್ಟಿಮ್ ಏನಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಆರೋಪಿ ಅವರು ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು 1 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟ್ ಟಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವರು ಒಬ್ರಿಗೊಬ್ಬರು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ನಂತರ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕರೆದು ವಿಕ್ಟಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಏನಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಆರೋಪಿ 1 ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಕಾರ್ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಅವರು ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಬಲಾತ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ವಿಕ್ಟಿಮ್ ಬಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಾಯನ್ಪುರ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆರೋಪಿ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ.
Well, at this point, we must tell you something very important. Sources say that the girl was in a relationship with another man. When her boyfriend came to know of this, he even warned her not to go ahead with it. But when she didn't care, he decided to take revenge. That is when he decided to rape her along with his friend. Sunil, News9, Bengaluru.
And well, in the big story of the hour, a 4-year-old girl fell into a borewell in Bijapur. The girl was being chased by a dog, which is when she fell into an open borewell. The borewell was 50 feet deep. These are the exclusive visuals of the borewell where the 4-year-old girl fell. Visuals coming in from Bijapur. The 4-year-old girl was being chased by a dog when she fell into the borewell. And it is seen that the police officials and authorities are contemplating on how to rescue the girl from the borewell. For more on this, I'm joined in by my colleague Akshita. Akshita, what is the situation like right now? Has the girl been rescued? What is the situation like?
We do understand that rescue operations are currently on, Shruti. So, of course, we are awaiting more details on her condition. There's no word on whether she has, in fact, she has survived the fall. We have to keep in mind that it is a 50-foot long borewell. So, of course, it could take quite some time before we get any word on her condition as such. But to give you more information on exactly what took place, we understand that a 4-year-old Akshita Hanumanta Patil fell down this borewell when she was being being chased by a dog. This incident has taken place in a rather remote village in Bijapur at the Nagatanna village is what we understand. Now the rural police is supervising the rescue operations. Fire tenders are at the spot. The incident took place at about 7:30 in the evening, Shruti. We have to keep in mind the light factor as well, absolute darkness when of course the incident took place. So ever since rescue officials are present, that they are trying to reach the girl, but as you can see, in fact, the borewell is very deep. Of course, once again, questions will be raised on exactly why these borewells were not covered up, but this particular one, we understand, was still undergoing a lot of work. The workers had only recently drilled it, and there was still pending work. We have to keep in mind that these borewells are usually much deeper. This one is just 50 feet, but still, of course, it's going to be a Herculean task of sorts for the officials to bring out the little girl. There's still no word on her condition, whether in fact she is alive at all is something that is being questioned as of now, considering of course that it is so deep down. She could have difficulties breathing, also the kind of injuries she could have sustained while falling down that particular borewell is also another question that the officials are asking. There has been no word on whether they've received a response from the girl. Usually what they do is first thing they scream down and see if there's any voice, any sort of sound coming through from the borewell. Nothing so far, no information on that front, Shruti, but of course officials are still present there. They are still trying very, very hard to bring out the girl, alive or not, Shruti.
Well, this is not the first of its kind of incidents, Akshita. There have been previous incidents where the borewell has been left unattended. So what is the kind of action that we can expect for such incidents?
Well, Shruti, this has been something, of course, as you mentioned, in several villages across the country, an issue that has plagued so many young children. So many people have lost their lives due to such borewells being left completely open. Now, what we have to keep in mind is that considering that the rescue operations are still on, probably action on the authorities will take a backseat as of now. Once the girl is rescued, once, of course, the rescue operations are done with, we could be looking at authorities going ahead and ensuring that whoever was responsible for this pays the ultimate price. Yes, they were working on that borewell. They had, in fact, just recently drilled it, but that is not an excuse for leaving it open, because it's very, very clear, Shruti, that going by the incidents in the past, the authorities have stated quite clearly that always these borewells need to be closed. It posed to be such a potential threat for so many of these children. This little girl, we understand, was being chased by a dog. She was running, which is when she fell into this particular borewell, showing exactly how dangerous it is. And come night, of course, there's absolutely no way to find out that there is there's a dug up borewell out there. She fell right into it. This incident, of course, happened at 7:30 p.m. So several hours on, there's still no word on her condition, whether she has survived the fall or whether she's not. The police are still hoping for the best, and they are continuing their rescue operation. So fingers crossed, of course, that the little 4-year-old girl is okay, Shruti.
Well, what are the chances, Akshita, that the girl could be rescued? Now, we don't see any kind of oxygen pipe being inserted into the borewell, and we don't really know whether there's a doctor to monitor the health condition of the child. We don't really know whether the child is responding to the call. So what are the chances of the girl, whether she can be rescued or not?
Well, the question is, how fast can she be rescued, Shruti? Because we have to keep in mind that the incident took place at 7:30. It's a 50-foot deep borewell. So, of course, keeping all these factors in mind, it's not going to be easy for the officials, considering, of course, that this has happened in a village as well. You can question the kind of facilities that they have present there to rescue a little 4-year-old, whether, in fact, they do have the resources present to rescue her fast as possible. Now, with regards to your question about doctors being present, we haven't gotten any reports of the same. Very sketchy information. We do understand that the fire tenders are present there. They are helping in the rescue operations. The rural police are the ones who are supervising the same. So, of course, it's only a given that maybe the cops would have called in an ambulance to be on standby as soon as the girl is removed. But going by what we're looking at, Shruti, going by the fact that the cops seem a little ill-equipped with regards to the resources that they have at hand, we could be looking at this taking a couple more hours before the little girl is rescued, and that could prove to be detrimental rather than anything else, because stuck under there is no oxygen. As you mentioned, there's no oxygen pipe also going through. We don't, of course, know if they've done that now as of now, because these are not live visuals, but at the same time, of course, a lot of factors matter, and it will be time that will decide the fate of the little girl, Shruti.
Well, thank you so much, Akshita, for joining in with all those details.